Flosstube, welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if you're new here, hey. My name's Cameron. I go by Cam the Stitcher here on Flosstube and on Instagram and on Storygraph. That's all that you need, really. I'm here today with a Flosstube update. I'm trying to sneak one in before March. I might do one more video. I'm thinking about doing a pack with me for market slash what am I looking out for? What am I trying to get my little hands on at market? Unfortunately, it is quite a lot. So, I don't know. I can't wait, but boy, there are so many good. Also, okay, so there's a collaboration. It's with Threadworks and a bunch of designers, and it's like the Night Garden palette. And I participated a couple years ago in this same type of collaboration called X Stitch the Rainbow. And they had worked with Cottage Garden threads at the time, and it was autumn themed. This one is so up my alley. It's kind of annoying because I was like, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And now there's just too many good releases, lots of moons and moths in gardens, and I need it. So anyways, that's kind of a red alert if you haven't already checked out market stuff. Instagram's the best place to keep up with that, as well as Lindy Stitches and Top Knot Stitcher. Both of them are online needlework stores that I love, and they've got lots of the new releases on their websites, and they keep up with all of it. So yeah, that's kind of right off the pot there. Usually I just roll right into it. This is a channel about cross stitch, by the way. I've got some cross stitch, I've got finishes, FFOs, whips, plans, and then a little bit of knitting. That's pretty much it. Let's start with the FFOs. So the girls and I did a little Galentine's Smalls exchange situation. We talked about it after StitchCon last year, and then I think I drew names for everyone in August of 2024. And so since then, we've had to keep it a secret from everyone who our swap partner was and what we were stitching. So the cool thing, I used elfster.com, I think is what it's called, and it's like a Secret Santa situation, and it draws names for you, and you, the organizer, can also choose not to see who everyone has, and you just see who you get in the swap. So it's really fun because I love surprises. Okay, so we did that, and the person who had me in the swap was Marjorie over at Marjorie Made. I'll tag her, I'll tag everyone below. And anyways, we had a Zoom call, and we all opened our boxes, and this is the small that she made for me. I love it so much. I'm like, this doesn't feel like a small, but obviously the most amount of stitching she had to do was up here, definitely, and in this flower, I'm sure, but this is insanely perfect for me. I love it so much, and I've of course now forgotten who the designer is. I know this designer sells mostly on Etsy, I'm pretty sure, but I will put it on the screen now, and I'll also put it down below. It says Shameless Hussy, just for those that cannot read this. I'll say it louder. Shameless Hussy. Yeah, that's me. Look at that. I love this so much. Shameless Hussy is just such a serve in every way, shape, and form. I feel like this is something my grandmother would call someone in not a nice way, but I like that. I like the pride of this one. You know what I mean? Anyways, she stitched this, I believe, on some 32 count linen. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. This is mine. So she backed it with this really cute striped fabric. I love all these colors. Such a vibe. It's also very Marjorie as well, so I just really appreciate, it's a little bit of a touch of her. She changed all the colors, just pulled stuff from stash, matched kind of my current hair color for sure. And I love it. And I have a huge dough bowl that this sits in now. I had nothing in it really previously, and now I have a nice big pillow to put in there, and I love it. So thank you, Marjorie. You are also a shameless hussy, and I love you. So anyways, that was my swap. And then my partner was Bridget, the museum stitcher. When I drew her name, I was like, done. I was like, yep, I knew exactly what I was gonna do for her. I stitched a pattern by La Di Da called Me and You, and I'm just gonna cut to past Cameron to show you that finish and then the FFO. So I am filming this a couple weeks after I finished the stitching on my Galentine small that I'm sending to my partner, and at this point I feel like you'll know who the partner. Anyways, my partner is Bridget, and this was the perfect piece. I have FFO'd it. I was very nervous. This was not at all the original idea I had for fully finishing this, but this is what I ended up with. I'm actually happy with it. I think I like it more than the idea I had in my head. I think it worked better. I hope she likes it. So I've already talked about the details in the stitching. So I used this trim, pom-pom trim that I got from Michael's probably like forever ago. And then this piece of fabric I got a half yard of it from Fat Quarter Shop. It's part of like one of the Jane Austen collections that they have. So, and I know that Bridget has Jane Austen fabric. I don't know if she has this particular one, but if she does, it's not a big deal. Obviously, like, I know I got it because obviously it really matched well with the colors I picked for this piece, but also because I know that this is her vibe. These are like, these colors, not only obviously do they pull colors out from this, but these are her favorite types of colors. So that's what I did. And then I already had this frame in stash that was for another piece, but I like this. It's weird because I thought I was gonna go with like a brown frame for this, but I actually like the dark contrast with this like dustier, rosier, warmer brown, if that makes sense. Like, and plus this does have like this dark outline and the floral motifs, as well as like it kind of brings out the darkness of the font color that I picked. So I really, really like it. I hope she likes it too. Okay, so I showed you my beautiful FFO that I sent Bridget. I think that she really liked it, and I feel like it was just the perfect one for her, and I'm really proud of the FFO because that was not a planned situation. So that was awesome. Marjorie also, quickly, I'll just show you, she gave me a couple things in the mail along with it. She sent me this piece of 20 count Ada, I believe, by Bestitch Me, and I think originally the purpose that I was going to use this for was to do needles dance, but I don't know if I have plans to start that anytime soon. But now I didn't have any like good dark blues in my stash, so and she had plenty, so she gladly sent me some. And then she also had been meaning to send me, she ordered this for me a long time ago. This is a Roxy Floss Co. Thread called Mum's the Word, and this is for Strawberry Mountain by Jet X Stitch, which I never started last year, so I have that now. And then she sent me these she had gotten these for me forever ago. They are the teeniest D&D dice, because we play D&D. Look how tiny that is. For reference, let's see, I bought these for my boyfriend. These are his. Hold on, let me kind of show you a little bit. So these are like regular sized dice, and then these are the teeny ones. Like, so these are the same dice. There you go. So yeah, that was fab. I can't wait to use them. And yeah, and it was a fun thing overall. We definitely want to do it again, I think this fall. And I encourage everyone, if you have a friend group, small group of friends, stitchy online friends or in-person friends, this is like so fun to do every once in a while. It also, for me, I am a person, I will finish a project and it will languish in a drawer. And this forced me to try something new with an FFO technique. I know Marjorie, I think she said this was her first pillow that she ever made. So it was nice because it forced me to FFO something and challenge myself and use a different technique, which was cool. So definitely encourage that. The next thing I'm going to show you is a previous finish, but I have an FFO idea. I finished this quite literally forever ago. This is a freebie by Night Spirit Studio. This is called Frimp. I have heard in the comments that this haunts the lives of some people to this day. So, you know, I guess I show it with caution, but I do love this so much, and it's been sitting in a drawer. And originally I was going to finish it in a hoop because, you know, it's a nice round whatever, but I was inspired by my friend Elizabeth over at Frizzy Lizzy Stitches. She did a really cute dice tray finish with a shadow box and a Carolyn Manning small, and I did the math, and if I get a 5x5 shadow box, this design will perfectly lay in the bottom of that shadow box. So I'm gonna make this into a dice tray for myself because I just think that'd be hilarious, and this is like the most non-D&D D&D type of vibe, and I already stitched it, so I don't need to start something new to do a dice tray. I have something perfect. So I think I'm gonna get a black shadow box and do black on black, and that's my finishing idea. So coming soon to theaters near you, a new technique I'm gonna try. Okay, that is all in terms of, no it's not. That's all in terms of FFO/FFO ideas. I have 2 finishes for you. I know. Okay, we'll do this as the first one. I just posted this on Instagram yesterday. This is a pattern by Boomerang Stitches. It's called My Flowers, and I'm simply obsessed with this. Oh God, that looks so good. I stitched this on a 40 count limited edition linen by Atomic Ranch. It's this nice, like really light meadowy green neutral color. And I chose all my own flosses from Color and Cotton. I did include that conversion on my Instagram post. So if you're interested, you can go over there. If you're really that interested, you don't have an Instagram, I can tell you what they are via email. But those are the flosses, and I'm obsessed. I'm really glad that I finished this because I'm actually going to take this exact floss ring over to Market and give it to Bridgen because she's thinking about using my conversion and doing a restart on hers, and I just love it. It's very Pyrex core without being, you know, direct Pyrex design. I love the variegation. For most of these, you can kind of see I did a back and forth. And then this one was kind of harder to do that way. So you can see like the stitch path is different here. So you can see the variegation kind of went more like here and then boom. And then I kind of like went like this. I kind of zigzagged in there. So yeah, this was super fun to stitch. And I got this as a PDF from Boomerang Stitches. Boomerang Stitches is Amity from the Hathaway Stitchers here on Flosstube. And yeah, I'm just very proud of myself. I'm not gonna lie, my stitches look pretty dang good on this one. I really like Atomic Ranch 40 count. I don't know, I think it's kind of the perfect weave for me, but. So this was finish number 6 of the year. Finish number 5 was something else, which I also already posted on Instagram, but I haven't shown it on Flosstube. This is the 7th Day of Christmas by Hello from Liz Matthews. The last time I showed it, it was mostly done, but had all that fill-in left, essentially, and I think a lot of the bottom border. I talked about it on my last video, but I did make a counting error on the swans, so they are not centered where they should be according to the chart. That's okay, because I just finessed it, kept them where they are, and did the snowflakes around them as I so pleased, and then did the fill-in. I love the border on this one too, like, oh, it's so good. This is stitched on 36 count hibiscus by Fiber on a Whim. I'm stitching all of these on different colored linens in a 36 count so that they'll all be the same size, hopefully. That's the goal, right? Yeah, so I am back on track with our timeline. My friend Bridget, the museum stitcher, and I are stitching these every other month, finishing them so that we can, by the end of this year, we will be finished. And I was looking, and it's crazy. I literally only have 4 days of Christmas that I haven't started yet. And then we'll be done, which feels like crazy, and yeah, but I'm happy with them. I will, for the fun of it, and I don't think anybody complains about this, I will show you the others I finished really quickly. This is the first day of Christmas. I'm not going to talk about the details. It's all on my Instagram. This is the second day. I finally cut this fabric down. Oh, that's gorgeous. Sneak peek, I think I'm going to do the 12th day that just was released, is released at Nashville. I'm going to do it on this fabric. Okay. Third day, which is also on that hibiscus that I just did. Gorgina. Fourth day. This one I did not think was going to be anywhere near the top of my favorites, and it is. It just so good. Fifth day, which I will definitely be doing the 10th day with that big Santa on the same fabric. And then the 6th day, which I also just finished. So I am caught up. Feels good. I have started the 8th day, so I will show you that now, I guess. Let's start with some starts. I don't have too many. I just have 2. So obviously my days of Christmas, I'm not really counting as starts this year because it's all one whip, right? Anyways, I started the 8th day. It is the teeniest, tiniest start, but I'm going to show it to you anyways. This is the 8th day of Christmas by Hello from Liz Matthews. I am stitching it on 36 count parchment by Fiber on a Whim, which is the same as the 4th day, and that's all I have. Yep. Take a look at that. That is a brown cow if I've ever seen one. So it is, with all of the days of Christmas, I changed anything pretty much that's called for in 310, DMC 310 to DMC 3021. So I'm gonna have brown cows instead of black cows, but that's the middle start. It started, and it will be a finish in March. Mark my words, everybody. It will be a finish. And then I'll move on to the 9th, which is crazy to think about. So now that they're all released, I know exactly how I'm doing the rest of them in terms of what color fabric. Like, it is locked in, and I can't wait for it to be over, but also I'm gonna be sad when it's over. So I'm kind of like, my second start, this was the, I talked about this in my last video. This was the Nosferatu sampler that I am starting. I converted this into a color and cotton palette that I chose myself that is inspired by Nosferatu, the most recent movie. And yeah, the only thing that I recharted in this is going to be the name of the girl that stitched this, Regina Habel. I'm switching it to the character name of the woman in Nosferatu. So here are my colors, just to remind you. I do have in my story highlights on Instagram, my conversions, I do have a screenshot of all the color and cottons that I bought for this, or that I had in stash or whatever. So that's the palette we're working with. Awesome. And then this is 36 count Boston linen by Seraphim. And I have a really small start on this too. I got excited, started on Valentine's Day, and then that was it. So that is the tippity top. I'm doing one strand. I always do one strand with 36 count unless I say otherwise. But that's what it's looking like. This is Peppercorn by Color and Cotton, which is literally like 3021 essentially by DMC. It's my favorite DMC. And yeah, that's all I have so far. I am gonna work on this more this month. I believe Nosferatu Extended Cut is coming out on Peacock at the end of this month in February. So I'm gonna stitch on this more when that comes out and I watch that. It only has like 400 stitches left to get to a 10% mark. So I'm definitely gonna get that done before the end of the month. Okay, next, I only have 3 whips to show you guys, which is good because that means I'm concentrating on finishes and whips and things. The first one I'll show you real quick. This is Caught in the Swirl by Kathy Barrick. This was one of last year's market releases. I would like to get this finished in March, so I'm kind of just like picking away at it. I only put like 400 stitches in this maybe since the last time I saw you, but it kind of is noticeable because I'm just working with this darker green color, and I'm trying to kind of color complete that and get it all done, and then I'll go back in and do these the light greens here. This is stitched on a 40 count Lunar by Bestitch Me. But yeah, not too exciting. You'll see a lot more of this next time, and hopefully finished by the end of March. All right, next whip. This is my like half a year annual goal stitch with my friend Bridget. We're gonna be finishing this in May of this year, and then we'll start another one for the second half of the year. But anyways, this is Secret Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. And this is not released yet. This is a Patreon. This was a Patreon pattern. And I've gotten pretty dang far on this. I have about 1,200 stitches left, I think, to complete before the end of this month to keep on track. But I can definitely do that, I think. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. This is a 40 count Atomic Ranch linen called Copper Penny. And those are my little teeny tiny stitches. I have started stitching this in hand to go faster. I will say that's like the biggest reason I got 20,000 stitches done in January was because I forced/taught myself to stitch in hand on 40 count. I was pretty proficient already stitching in hand on bigger counts. 36 count is perfectly fine with one strand, but 40 count I hadn't quite practiced enough or mastered yet. And I went to town last month, and that's the only reason I've been able to get this much done, to be honest. And then my last whip I'm gonna show you is The Raccoon by Cottage Garden Samplings. I do have the cover photo here. This was a 2022 start, and so it's one of my oldest whips. It was originally supposed to be a gift for my sister. We'll see about that at the end of this. I lost it for a little while, found it again. So anyways, she's got a story. She has a journey to past, and I want her done. So she's gonna get done this month. I said it, the prophecy foretold, therefore it's gonna happen. I'm stitching this on a 36 count Picture This Plus in the color Heritage, I think. And I've gotten a lot done. I've been going to town. I kind of panicked, and I only have so many days left of February to get this done, and I realized I'd have to stitch 500 stitches a day on this every single day of February that I have left to get it done. So I realized that 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I did over 600 stitches on it. Perfect. Yesterday, I did over 800 stitches on it. Wonderful. So today, I'm going to aim for another 600 at least. And then work on maybe some other goals. But I have been in a groove with this. I'm stitching in hand with one strand. I'm using all the called for floss. And yeah, I just want it done. So, and it's beautiful. And I'm getting, I think what was tripping me up, not tripping me up. I was bored of this whip. I never wanted to pull it out because I'd already finished all of this. And so then I just knew that I just had so much gray stitching left to go. And it wasn't exciting me, I think. But I'm in the groove now, so I have a lot of fill-in left, obviously, in this section, and then this is all that dark gray, and then I have the entire tail to do, and then more flowers, which I think I'll just save. I think I'm gonna save the flowers for last because I'll need a break from gray stitching. But yeah, so that is the last whip I have to show you. I'd like to say I've been good. I've finished 6 things. It's what, February 21st today, I think. And if you know me, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that probably every Flosstube I'd come up on here and I'd be like, I would show you 10 whips because I'm so just like, I just pick, I have ADHD. I just want to like, I want to switch out projects all the time. It's fun for me. And so I'm trying something different and it's working and I'm getting finishes. Next year is going to be really interesting. 2026 is going to be interesting. I won't have the days of Christmas anymore. And I'll have a lot of these whips finished if everything goes according to plan. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to go. But all right, I have a little bit of haul and a little bit of plan. So first I'll just show you the one plan I really have, which is also haul. Fine Frog Stitching had been showing sneak peeks of a sal that they were going to do. And I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Because at the beginning of this year, I told myself the only sal I'm joining is Lola Crow. And I know that. And also Lola Crow also released, previewed, has shown us now what the theme is going to be, the name of the stitch along, which is, now I've forgotten, but it's going to be birds, exotic or birds, cool birds is what I'm going to call it, the cool bird sal for now. So Lola Crow's doing cool birds and so is Fine Frog Stitching. She's doing the Count of Crows stitch along. I held out, I was strong. And then yesterday she posted a sneaky peeky and it had a little crow with a little jester hat on. I said, yep, okay, well, I'm cooked. So I looked through my stack, I bought it, pre-ordered it, and the frame was released today. Still available to purchase, so you can definitely go and buy this stitch along. It is still available for purchase. The frame was released today, so you can start stitching right away. You have a month to do the frame. The frame is only like 2,500 stitches, maybe, yeah, like around 2,500 stitches. That's not too much. You have a month to do it, 4 weeks. So I think I'm gonna do it, even though I said I wasn't going to, and I think I'm gonna use Merlot by Fiber on a Whim. This is a 20 count Ada, and this is kind of perfect. It's not the called for is a Witch's Gardens Craft Ada that's a little bit more purpley than pink, but it's really close to this. And I think it's a little lighter. It's maybe not quite as saturated as this one is. I wanted to do it on a bigger count with 2 strands, but I don't really have anything in stash that is as good as this in terms of the color. I thought about doing like a different color completely, but I really like the way it looks as it's released right now. So I'm gonna do this, and we'll see. Next time you see me, you'll see if I started it or not, because lately I've also been the queen of saying like I'll start something and then I never do it. So anyways, that is that. The other purchase I have is a Jasmine custom bags. At the end of last year, she kind of talked about like fabric recommendations if anybody had some on Instagram, and I piped in and said over the garden wall please, and she delivered. So I got a mini bag that has over the garden wall fabric, and I love it so much. If you know, you know. But also over the garden wall works so well with like sewing motifs anyways. So this worked really, really well. This is a rock with a face painted on it that's in the show. And then the stork scissors play a huge role in the show as well. So anyways, this was perfect. I love the color. I love it. Feels very rich to me, very regal. And then it has like really nice metallic coordinating fabric. I love it. I love her mini bags. This is only my second one I have. But they're so high quality and so nice. So thank you, Jen, for making this for me. It is literally perfect. That is it in terms of haul / stitching stuff. So I'm gonna move on to knitting, and then I'll talk a little bit of life stuff, I guess. So knitting. Speaking of over the garden wall, if you watch my friend Tara over at Wilda Woman Crafts, she in her last video shows her very lovely start of this project. This is the over the garden wall scarf. I will link it down below. It is a double knitted scarf, so it is reversible, has reversible motifs on both sides. I think I showed the yarn on my channel a while ago. This is the dark one that I have. The light one is over there because unfortunately I left this project out on the couch, and my cat Vindaloo is very low maintenance when it comes to like getting herself in trouble, so to speak. Like, she only will knock stuff down if we're in the room and she's trying to get our attention. She doesn't when we go away and we're out or whatever and we come back, she never gets into anything. She never knocks anything down. She never, like, she's great. She's fine. She only does it for our attention. This was sitting there and she didn't attack this one, but she attacked the other cake, and it got all like the inside of the cake got out and it was just a whole mess. So I had to cut it. It still has plenty, as you can see, but I had to cut it and re-cake it. And so this is my start. I had to recast on approximately 4 times, and I have now thought about recasting on a 5th time, but I think I'm going to keep going. I've only done the cast on and then 1 line, and I think it's just, I'm intimidated. Double knitting, I'm not trying to fear monger about double knitting because I think it is very doable. My brain isn't catching up yet. And so I need time, and I'm too scared to make a mistake. And so I think that's also what's holding me back. It's really, really hard to unpick with double knitting. I'm not going to get into it because double knitting is too complicated for me to talk about, but it started technically. I'm going to pick it back up when I'm mentally well enough to do that, but today's not that day. So anyways, this is my next knitting project is my stripe hype. I'm trying to finish this before market. I really don't know if that's going to happen at this point, but I'll show it to you anyways. Honestly, not like crazy amount of progress. I'm still on the body. So I'm on my last green stripe. I literally have 1 more round of it, and then I think I'm gonna move on to ribbing. I think this is long enough for me. It'll be fine. Color, I think I showed last time, is already done. So I really just have one more round. I'm gonna do one round of the gray in stockinette, and then I'm gonna do the body ribbing. And then I'm gonna move on to sleeves, and hopefully we'll see if I wear it. You'll see if I wear it to market. I think that is it in terms of crafting. So, future plans. I will be going to market, so you might see me before then. I might do another video. If not, you'll see me after market. I am gonna be honest, I'm not excited to fly. I am flying this year. I drove by myself last year, and it was a 10-hour drive, and if I was doing that with someone else, it'd be fine, but when you're in the car by yourself, like, that's not fun. So I ended up getting a plane ticket instead this year. And I'm just not, like, planes are, like, not, like, they're in their falling out of the sky era, so I'm just, like, not really excited to go on a plane. So, yeah. I don't fly. Last year was the first time I had flown to StitchCon since 2015. So I'm just, like, not jazzed about this, but I know people do it, like, every day, all the time. So whatever. Anyways, that's happening. And then Bridget and I have rented a car, and hotel is booked. We're excited. Life has just been like bleh, but that's okay. Work's been, like, honestly really, really bad, but all of that to say, I am taking comfort and solace in my stitching, and that's all I can do. Also, it is a possibility that in the near future, these videos will be not as frequent. I try to do, like, every other week, or every 2 weeks, I should say. In the future, it may be, like, more of a monthly update situation, which sucks because I feel like I do long videos already because I'm a talker. I yap. But they might have to be monthly updates in the future. Obviously, we'll see. Valentine's Day was fun. I hung out with my partner and my sister and our friend, and we went to go see the movie Companion, which was really good. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I think the next few weekends, I'm just going to stitch a bunch and pack for market. And then, retreat season will be after market. May, Stitch North. June, StitchCon. Then I'll have a bit of a break. Then the Queen City Stitch Retreat. And, life in between all of that. But that is really about it. So I will see you guys in a certain amount of time, 2 weeks possibly. If you've made it this far in the video, leave a raccoon emoji. I think there's one of those. Or a trash can emoji if you've made it this far in the video. And I will see y'all later. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you did enjoy, you can like the video. You can subscribe if you're not subscribed. Comment down below. Are you a stitcher? Are you just finding me? Are you coming from a different channel? What's going on? Yeah, I will see you next time. Bye, baby.